Hey, what's up, Peebers? Coach Kyle here, and I work primarily with plant-based runners all over the world to work on their running through optimizing their training, strength work, nutrition, sleep, mindfulness, race strategy, and whatever else needs optimizing and alignment. And I had a little realization something during my workout today, and something I've of course utilized and done and realized before, but maybe this time I actually remembered to talk about it over a video. And it's that my watch has a different purpose at the beginning of the track workout versus the tail end of the track workout. And today's workout was 6 times 1K at 355 kilometer. Maybe that's what a 620 mile pace and a 200-meter jog. And um, the watch serves a different purpose for the first half of the workout than the second half. The first three repeats versus the second half of the last three repeats. And what it is I have in my hand here 136 per 400 meters, and that is kind of the slowest I'd want to run each 400 meters in. And the watch, I hit when I start the first repeat, I hit lap, hit start, whatever, and I begin and I look at my time, 200 meters in, 400 meters in, and then 800 meters in, and then I finish out the last 200 meters. And during the first three repeats, I'm fresh, I'm more I have more stamina. And so during those first three repeats, I'm using my watch to slow myself down. And even during the warm up, I ran 3 miles before the run. I was slowing down constantly during the warm up. And during the first three 1K repeats, slowing down, making sure I'm not going faster than 136 per 400. And during the second half of the workout, I'm not tired. The first three repeats were brisk, but I was holding back. The last three repeats are brisk, but effortful. And during those, I'm using the watch to more so make sure I'm running fast enough, but not too fast still. I'm not quite holding back. I'm giving it effort for the entire 2.5 laps around the track, but I'm still staying within myself and not really dropping the hammer until the last 200 meters. And by that I just mean giving it a little more effort. And it's something to keep in mind, something I constantly try to get my new athletes to really take in and put into practice, is that you should rarely run best effort or hard. These 1K repeats were about at 10K race pace, so it's pretty brisk, but the first three are still reserved. I'm still holding back, and I'm giving it some good effort, don't get me wrong. I'm not jogging them, but I could run them faster. However, I'm preserving that stamina for the last half of the workout. And during those last three repeats, I'm not holding back. I'm not, really pushing it, but I'm giving it a good effort. And I just want something I wanted to pass on to you, something I try to pass on to my clients, is that the watch right here, during those first three repeats, during the warm up, I'm basically trying to make sure I'm running slow enough. And then during the second half of the workout, I'm trying to make sure I'm running fast enough. And the nice thing is, if you appropriately plan these workouts to where, with my clients, we optimize goal pace for the races and for the workouts. And for me, that 355 kilometer, 320 or whatever, 620 mile pace, for 1K repeats, the first three are fine, pretty, almost, like I call it race easy, where you got that adrenaline going and you're in kind of like a race mode almost. So your effort level is super low, but you're running 620 pace. And then the second half of the workout, You should run the same pace or a little faster maybe. And I tell my clients it's basically the same average for all 6 repeats, but your effort level just goes up a little bit with every repeat. And that's kind of how a race should progress as well, or a tempo run. The first third is brisk but pretty relaxed. The middle third is still, you're holding back a little bit, but you're giving it more effort. And the last third, the last couple repeats, the last mile of a 4-mile tempo run, the last 2 miles of a 10K, whatever, you're giving it some pretty good effort, but you're still not hitting that 10 out of 10 effort level. And the reason for this is you don't need to go 10 out of 10. You should finish basically every workout feeling like you could do another repeat, another mile at that same average and be okay. It's going to be a little harder. Like we said, that effort goes up with every repeat or mile, but you should be able to do it just fine. But you didn't. And the reason for that is you're going to feel better during the entire workout. You're going to run better towards the end. You're preserving stamina at the start for the end, and you're going to finish strong, feeling good. And then you get to run farther, more frequently, more consistently, because you don't require as much recovery after a workout like that versus if you were to go 9 out of 10 for the first 3 repeats and expire midway through and barely hold on for dear life for the last 2 repeats and be totally exhausted afterwards, and you feel like garbage the rest of the day and you don't recover. And you can choose which way you go. And for myself and my clients, I try to get us to feel really strong and confident during the workout and feel good afterwards and be able to run the next day or that afternoon. I'm going to go out for another half hour later today, and if I were to just crush the entire workout like many people do, they just run too hard too early on, it's not going to happen. You're not going to feel good enough to go out later that afternoon or do an hour the next day, or then a long run the next day. It's not going to happen, or you're going to do it and not perform as well. And I told a client recently that somebody once said, I can't remember who it was, they said the most mistakes in a race are made within the first mile. And that's true for races, for most workouts. And it's simply, you go too hard too soon. Hold back, preserve that stamina for the latter half of the race, the workout, and you're going to be better off. So keep that in mind next time you go out for a hard run or a race, time trial, a tempo run, whatever have you. Keep it in mind, the 6 P's. Proper pacing prevents piss poor performance, and you're going to feel better and you're going to perform better. So questions or comments, please let me know. And as always, you keep running, I'll keep coaching.